Alarming news from the Amhara region where grave human rights abuses are being committed, hidden from the eyes of the international community. The people are suffering in the region, especially women. How uh, true are the claims made by a news source about grave human rights abuses in Amhara? Secondly, Fano fighters inaugurated a water project, clean water project in the Amhara region. Who is the government in the region? Is it Fano's responsibility to provide clean water to people? And lastly, US stepping in to end a war in Sudan. Mohammed bin Salman, a Saudi ruler, met with Donald Trump, the American president. What did the Trump government say? And why does Saudi Arabia want Trump to intervene in Sudan? How will Trump intervene in Sudan, by the way? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching. Let's start with this news story. You know that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is visiting the US. Mohammed bin Salman met with Donald Trump, American president. US Saudi investment uh, forum was organized there, which was attended by Saudi Crown Prince. Trump wants money, by the way. Trump is telling his Middle Eastern allies or Middle Eastern proxies to finance American economy. He is intimidating them, and these rulers have no strength internally. There are monarchies in Saudi Arabia, in other Arab countries. So these Arab leaders, they're scared of Israel too. So they just implement whatever American leaders tell them to do. Mohammed bin Salman definitely pledged billions of dollars to invest in the US. Trump is now ready to cooperate with the Saudis. Donald Trump, after meeting with Mohammed bin Salman, said that he did not want to intervene in Sudanese crisis. But he said this intervention is important for Mohammed bin Salman and others in the room. That is why he's chosen, he's decided to intervene in Sudanese civil war to end it. But you know that there are the other main player in Sudanese civil war is also an American ally, and that is the UAE, supporting RSF. Saudi Arabia supporting Al Burhan. Stalemate in Sudanese civil war, though Sudanese military has regained territories, lots of territories, but still there is stalemate. Western Sudan under RSF control, eastern, central, northern parts under military control. So Trump is now going to step in to end Sudanese civil war. How will he step in, by the way? I think he will just intimidate the parties to the conflict. He will intimidate the weaker party. He will impose severe sanctions and he will send a strong message to the UAE. But UAE is also an ally of Washington, and UAE is also pledging to invest billions of dollars in the US, which Trump wants. So Trump will mediate between UAE and Saudi Arabia, between RSF and SAF. I don't think Trump will openly take sides in this conflict. Rather, he will blackmail, he will intimidate both parties, and that is how he'll try to end this conflict. No IGAD, no African Union, no UN. The war in Ethiopia came to an end because of American intervention. In Sudan, so many Dialogues have been tried, regional dialogue, uh, involvement of Saudi Arabia and US. They hosted these delegations from Sudan, but they couldn't find a solution. Now Trump is taking the responsibility to end the war. Let's see how he end the war. But his experience of ending wars, by the way, and you know how he ends wars. He just orders action, brutal military action on weaker parties. That is how he pushes the weaker party to make concessions at the table. Let's see what happened in Sudanese civil war. Secondly, viewers, Fano fighters are providing services to the people of the Amhara region. They are not the government, but in some parts of the region where they are the government, they are part of some project building for the people. In the Amhara region, in Dehana, Wareda, Lalkio, Kabale, they have inaugurated a clean water project costing around 7 million bits, which will serve around 1,500 residents of Lalkio, Kabale. Amhara Fano Natural Force, Asamino Sege Corps fighters were there when this clean water project was inaugurated. Solar powered. Pictures in circulation showing Fano fighters there at the clean water project site in Dehana Wareda Waghimra zone of the Amhara. Where is the government, by the way? It is not Fano's responsibility to provide clean water to the people of the Amhara. Government does not have its writ in the region. Fano control towns, they establish governments, but they have to retreat. They are not in a position to permanently control towns and cities, but they're in a position to disrupt the government, to weaken the government. That is what they are doing. So, if they're not in control, is the government in control? No. In uh, countryside, in rural areas, I think both Fano and government are uh, in control of territories, and the towns change hands very frequently. District administration, county administration, they have to implement Fano's instructions. They have to implement government's instructions too. Lastly, was an alarming report from the Amhara region where thousands of women have been raped since the start of armed conflict in 2023. Uh, BBC Amharic has released a report. These local languages services of international news sources are not very reliable when it comes to their reporting. So they have been involved in spreading propaganda and spreading narrative of their choice during Tigray war. We saw that. The report has been shared by BBC Amharic, I think. So, is the report true or not? That can only be told by the government. The news source claims that since 2023, since the start of the conflict in the Amhara region, the Fano and military, in 2 years a time period, 2,697 females were raped. Mostly females were raped. 45% of the victims are under 18. And those who were raped, they aged between 8 to 65. Some elderly women were raped too. Some children were raped too. The news source, the writer who wrote this article, gathered the data from 47 health centers, 43 health centers, and medical professionals. Rape victims are going through psychological trauma now. They are receiving support. Some have not reported the cases. Some are not getting the needed psychological support. Now, I think the Ethiopian government must clarify what happened. Were 2,697 people, women mostly, raped in the Amhara region since the start of armed conflict by Fano? Is this report correct or not? Who is the culprit? Fano or the government forces? Or there is just prevalence of rape and criminal elements are involved? Whenever there is unrest, whenever there is unrest in a country, in a region, in a war area, the weaker sections of society suffer because criminal elements, they become active. The stronger groups in that area, they become active and they exploit weaker sections of society. I don't think that all these rapes were committed by one party. I don't think so. All parties will be involved when investigation will be conducted, I think. But how will the investigation be conducted? Because the region is closed. International media, human rights organizations are not allowed to enter the Amhara region. Let's see what the government says. Overall, I think the situation is alarming. Fano fighters claim to be in control of 80% of Amhara. In 80% of Amhara, around 2,600 women have been raped. So where were they? Are they involved? Erika Kabil says 90% of Amhara are under his government control. So under his control in Amhara, 2,700 women raped. Who is responsible? Let's see. Hopefully, government will address this report. Thank you for watching.